Hello guys, it's Amanda and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I'll be talking about some books that I have recently bought and some books that I recently read, all in the month of May. So I have quite a big stack here. I've got 11 books here, and these are some books that I bought during the month of May and read during the month of May. They're in no particular order whatsoever, so let's just start talking about some books. First up, we have a book that I've been meaning to read for ages, and that is Dakota Warren's book on sun swallowing. She is one of my favorite booktubers here on YouTube, and I recently purchased her poetry collection, On Sun Swallowing by Dakota Warren, Poetry and Prose. I read this and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I marked so many different pieces in this because they're so gorgeous. Her writing is just something I can never describe, and it's so hauntingly beautiful and weird, and it's just so fun. Let me see if I can find one. So here is this one I'm gonna read. I really like this one. So this is 3:33 a.m. Writing becomes a demand once human becomes author. A near fatal bite of language turns one into an amas lupus, lustral and academic, an aching for the hunt. Werewolf or writer. Werewolves are victims of bloodlust, but writers are slaves to it. I want to write. Believe me, dear void, I yearn to write. I beg myself to bring quill to parchment. Alas, the metaphysical is not so simple. A girl can be no wolf nor god, yet she will never stop reaching. Do you know what it feels like to miss something you've never had? Do you, dearest void? I don't believe in mistakes anymore, but if you had asked me a year ago, I would have told you that this life was one. The gods are in heat, and I'm not sure I'm human at all. I don't even know how to describe what I feel when I read this poetry. It's insane. And the illustrations in this are gorgeous as well. So that was On Sun Swallowing by Dakota Warren. I will also leave all of the links to these books down below if I can find them all, just so you guys can find them. So the next book is the one book I'm actually currently reading right now, and that is The Unmothers by Leslie J. Anderson. I am about a good halfway through this, and it's definitely weird. I said before in my last video in my Florida vlog that I started to read this, and I really went into it not knowing much, but all I know is that it's about horses and some weird things going on in this small town. People have said that this is very similar to Wicker Man, that movie. I love that movie. It has the similar vibes to that, only because a detective is going to a small town where weird things happen. Other than that, there's nothing else really like Wicker Man. Marshall, who is the detective, is still trying to put the pieces together after the death of her husband. To get her back on her feet, her editor sends her to a small town of Rayford to investigate a ridiculous rumor that a horse has given birth to a healthy human baby boy. So some things are happening in this town, and we are going to figure it out. And definitely trigger warnings for animal harm and bad things happening to these horses. And that's all I'm gonna say. Another book I just finished, I finished this also in Florida in my last vlog, and that is Once Upon a Tome by Oliver Darkshire. I really enjoyed this. This book is basically a book for book lovers, for antique book lovers. It's a story of Oliver Darkshire. This is his story of him being an apprentice to a antique bookshop. This is called Sotherlands, one of the oldest bookshops in the world, with its weird and wonderful clientele, suspicious cupboards, unlabeled keys, poisoned books, and some things that aren't even books, presided over by one deeply eccentric apprentice. So this is basically all stories of his time while working at this bookshop. I just loved the atmosphere of this book. I could totally feel myself being in this bookshop. It just reminded me of all the different times I've been in antique bookshops or secondhand bookshops, and it really made me feel so magical. There's nothing more magical than going into a bookshop. Any type of bookshop, I believe. So speaking of going into bookshops, if you did not watch my Florida vlog, definitely go and watch that. But I went on to a big old bookstore crawl, and we found some secondhand and antique bookshops. Some of these I got secondhand, and some of them are antiques. So the first one I got secondhand is a rarity, and it's definitely a prized possession now of mine, and that is... Don't judge me. I was a twihard. I am a twihard. I love Twilight. I loved the Twilight books. I loved the Twilight movies. They were of my generation, and I am sadly a part of that. However, I found the movie cover of the first Twilight book. I've been wanting to find the movie covers of these books for so long, so this is just the like mass market paperback of Twilight, but I found this like on a real top shelf in the one secondhand bookshop in Florida, and I knew I needed it, and I lugged home about 12 books in my suitcase coming home from Florida. I stayed under the weight limit for the plane. Next book I have here is another book I just finished, and I gave this another 5-star book. We have a really great reading month this month in May, and that is The Lamb by Lucy Rose. Wow, this book dragged me through the mud, and I loved every second of it. It was weird, it was freaky. I did not expect it to be that gory and that gruesome and gorgeous at the same time. I loved the descriptions in this book, even though they were terrifying and gruesome and bloody, but Lucy Rose did this in such a beautiful, lyrical, almost prose-like way of talking about cannibalism and the joys of that. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. What the hell does that say about me? Next up, I have not started this yet, but this is The Gathering Dark. This is edited by Tori Bovalino. This is a collection of short stories. They're all folk horror short stories. I am loving all folk horror right now. We have different tales by Erica Waters, Chloe Gong, Tori Bovalino, Hannah Witten, Allison Saft, Olivia Chada, Courtney Good, Aidan Poly-Duros, Alex Brown, and Shakira Toussaint. Hopefully I said all those names right. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. These are the shadowed liminal spaces where curses and monsters lurk, refusing to be forgotten. These are the stories that haunt us. So I'm so excited to get into this, and the cover is so cool too. Next up are quite a bit of Louisa May Alcott biographies from one of the secondhand antique bookstores. This was from the Forgotten Bookshop that I went to in the Florida vlog. The Lost Stories of Louisa May Alcott. And this is edited by Madeline B. Stern and Daniel Shelley. Most delightful Alcott. And this time, they are the type of stories Jo March is described as writing in Little Women. That is the quote on the front page by J. Meyerson. Louisa May Alcott, like her beloved character Jo March, supported herself and her family by writing anonymous stories for popular magazines. This book includes 9 newly discovered stories, which were uncovered by tireless literary detective work. Alcott's papers were scrutinized for clues to the author's anonymous and pseudonymous tales. Cryptic notations in the margins of Alcott's account books led to the periodical that had before been associated with her, Frank Leslie's Ladies magazine, which published a number of Alcott's stories anonymously between 1868 and 1870. Next we have Louisa May Alcott, From Blood and Thunder to Hearth and Home by Madeline B. Stern. Again, another biography. Stern brings together her essays for the first time in an engaging collection that illuminates Alcott's development as an individual and as a writer, revealing a surprisingly complex personality who penned sensational page-turners with one hand and domestic sagas with the other. This compilation provides innovative and in-depth portrait of a beloved American writer touched by genius. I love all the covers for these books as well. I'm going to say that about every single book here. Oh, things are falling. Please don't fall. The final Louisa May Alcott biography I bought was Louisa May Alcott, a personal biography by Susan Cheever. This is my favorite by far. I'm so happy I found these. Louisa May Alcott never intended to write Little Women. She had dismissed her publisher's pleas for such a novel. Written out of necessity to support her family, the book had an astounding success that charged her life, a life which turned out very differently from that of her beloved heroine, Jo March. As you guys know, I love Louisa May Alcott. I went to her home back in July. If I've not seen that video, go and see it. Little Women means so much to me. So Louisa May Alcott is obviously my favorite author of all time. Next up is one of the vintage books I bought, and that is just a little blue book. And it is a little biography about Emily Dickinson. Emily Dickinson is also one of my favorite writers, and I also went to her house back in July. Go and watch that video. Little biography by Paul J. Ferlazzo. And yeah, I just saw this and it said Emily Dickinson on it, and it's old and I wanted it. It is so pretty. This is the start of the preface. I'll read a little bit of it. Writing an introductory study to Emily Dickinson's life and work in a single slender volume is getting more and more difficult to do. The quantity of excellent research and scholarship about her that must be considered is extremely large and is growing larger every year. The most difficult tasks a writer faces are those which require him to choose what seem to be major areas of study and to find an organization which allows for the clearest presentation. To accomplish these objectives, I have limited myself to what seemed like the most direct approach. After the first chapter, which counters the myth of Emily with the known data of her life, 5 thematic chapters follow which weave ample commentaries of her poetry with discussions of the era in which she lived, the influences and the forces which contributed to the formation of her mind, and her own unique tendencies of feeling and perception. The 7th chapter treats her prose not only as an often ignored form of her art, but also as material that reveals other sides of her life and personality. The final chapter considers her influence upon modern writing. Perfect find. Finally, I got this book. I bought this book at Barnes & Noble, and that is Heap Earth Upon It by Chloe Michelle Howarth. This is the author of Sunburn. And again, I picked this up not knowing much about it. In January 1965, the village of Ballycrea has 4 new residents. The orphaned O'Leary siblings, Tom, Jack, Anna, and Peggy, arrive in their town under suspicious circumstances, but the O'Learys offer only a few contradictory details about their past. As they slowly settle into town, the siblings are taken under the wing of their neighbors, Betty and Bill Nevin, a wealthy couple in their 40s who have always wanted children. However, as one O'Leary sister grows close to Betty, lines are crossed and their intense relationship becomes difficult to define. All the while, the O'Learys' buried secrets keep bubbling up, threatening to ruin their new future. Gothic, lush, and suspenseful, Chloe Michelle Howarth spins a tangled web that leaves you wondering who to trust until the very last page. I think this is going to be a perfect mystery read for summer. And I think those are all the books I have to talk about for the month of May. I think I do want to start doing monthly book, not wrap-ups, but maybe kind of monthly wrap-ups of the books I've read and books I bought in that month. Let me know if that's something you guys would want to see from me. If you guys enjoy this video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I upload. And if you want to find me anywhere else for any more bookish content like this, you can find me on Instagram, GoodReads, Pinterest, and in between the pages of a book. And as always, remember to be the Captain Jack Sparrow of your story, and may your compass lead you to amazing things. And I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.